On the left, the very experienced Portuguese captain. Portugal have been on the circuit for some 4 or 5 years as a core team, and France, they've certainly come good of late. They finished the Paris tournament last weekend in 3rd position, and Portugal need to keep an eye on Russia. In fact, they need to win the bowl at least and hope that Russia can't claim any more than 1 point here in Twickenham if they're to avoid relegation. Our referee for this match is the affable Rasta Rassivenga from South Africa. I'm Wyn Griffith, and I'm joined by former England captain Ollie Phillips for this one. Ollie, first of all, how good was that to see James Rodwell back walking? And if he does get complimentary tickets for the Olympic Games, I would give them to his medical team.
What? I mean, it's outstanding so far. Remy Mobed leading the charge for the England physiotherapist and getting him fit. He's crucial. I think the Simon Amor will definitely take him if he's ready and fit to go for this Rio Olympics that's on the horizon. But so good just to see a player of that calibre back up and so positive.
So France get the game underway, but it's first possession to Portugal, or perhaps not, as Rasta Rassivenga calls them back. Pedro Leal, incredible player, 65th tournament for Portugal, their top point scorer, 71-15 stats for Portugal. But Portugal paying the price, Ollie, for commuting between 7s and 15s, and you just can't do that anymore.
I know you can't, and also I think they're paying the price a little bit for just not having enough quality in their side all the time. You know, the likes of Estevez or Leal, if they're not firing on all cylinders, there's not a huge amount in the reserve, and that's where they're coming unstuck sometimes.
And France certainly have plenty in reserve. They're off the mark very quickly here. The dive from Steve Barry, opening the scoring. And they're determined to win this one, coming off a drawn game against Scotland first time out. 14-all, that's the 51st try for Steve Barry. The conversion is good, and France lead by 7-0.
This is a textbook move off of the scrum. The Rangi, as most of people know in the rugby fraternity, the 9 just picking up off the scrum, drifting across, trying to pull the Portuguese defenders out of shape, and Steve Barry coming back against the grain, hard and fast. Great line from him, and a really good start from this French team.
It's the try-scoring team that gets to a restart in sevens. So Portugal have it all to do here. They led Kenya by 17-5, and they certainly looked good, but they let that game slip from their grasp in the second half when Kenya, as they very often do, come back strong in the second half to win it by 22-17. And again, Portugal cough up possession, as they very often do. And here is Virimi Vakatawa, lovely little offload out the back door. Thanks very much, says Pierre-Gilles Lacafia. And over he goes.
Win. There is endless bounds to this man's talent. Vakatawa is playing with such confidence. It's just unbelievable to see here. Drifting across, not a lot on, goes in. Look at that for an offload. That is outstanding. Anyone watching the game, this man produces magic out the back from the right hand. Lacafia then cruises over, but Vakatawa take a bow.
Yeah, the Racing 92 wing three-quarter, recruited by Sireli Mbombo, mentored by another former flying Fijian in Simon Raiwalui, and France well in control here. The man who had only played sevens, but Guy Novez thought, well, I think I'll have a punt on him for the tricolo, and he certainly paid Guy Novez back with that opening try against Italy in the Six Nations after, what, 14 minutes, I think. Kept the shirt.
We've been eulogising about him already so far in this tournament, and what I think is incredible is because he's such a threat, because he has so much talent, so many tricks in his book, it allows and frees up space for all the other players on the field, and he is instrumental in France's recent rise back up this World Series and some of their performances, and it's great to see a nation that's so rugby proud playing so well again.
And for once this season, France have been able to select from a deep pool of players. They've been able to afford really to rest no less than 5 players for this London tournament. Logel, Dalinia, Perez, Julien Candelon, at what is he, 35 years of age, and the feisty Terry Bourahua. Portugal, still camped in their own half, if not in their own 22. Pedro Leal. Neat little step inside from Thiago Fernandes.
Off your feet.
And once more, Vieira's creeping into the Portuguese game. One final pass should take Arthur Retier round under the post. So easy for France. Too easy, in fact.
It's made to look so simple, Win, but that all comes from the reactions of Icardi, the number 9. He's the first off the penalty, gets there straight away, recognises here. Referee Rasta Rasavengi just pinging them there straight away. Watch his reaction time. Bosch onto the ball, quick tap, simple play, pushes the ball into space. And France again take this early lead like they did against Scotland, but they've just got to make sure they don't switch off.
Arthur Retier from the Racing 92 club in Paris. Finalists last weekend in the European Champions Cup. That's shown the door by Saracens, the very impressive Saracens. Clean take from the restart. The challenge comes from the France number 1, Graspling. This is Estevez, Portugal's top try scorer ever. Lovely step. But again, Portuguese player well collared, well marshalled. Portugal have brought 1 or 2 of the big hitters back into this squad. This is one of them, Carl Murray, plenty of experience on the invitation, a little 7th circuit. Estevez, this is better from the big man. Thiago Fernandes.
Rack!
Scooped out by Estevez. Whips it out into midfield there for Nuno Guedes. Lovely step. Now then, the bounce is kind, and Portugal at last claim a vital score.
We said that France can't go to sleep. They're just slacking off there. Guedes, lovely little try, opportunistic, puts the boot to ball, spots that there's no sweeper for France, and just puts the ball over the top. Lovely little chip and chase, picks it up, and Portugal just managed to claw their way back into this game.
63 tournaments now for Aderito Estevez, the man born in Sao Tome and Principe, Portuguese-speaking island nation in the Gulf of Guinea, off the west equatorial coast of Central Africa.
Portugal want to get this ball off the restart. They need Estevez just to try and ping it back for them here.
Pins his man, Baptiste Jean-Baptiste Mazoué, but it's yet another penalty for France. How many penalties have they had in this opening half?
Yeah, it was a poor kick from Pedro Leal. He needs to put that ball on the money so that Estevez can challenge. What it does, gives France the opportunity to rack up some more points as the hoot has already gone.
Virimi Vekatawa, still time for one more score perhaps before Rasta Rasavenge calls time on this opening half. And how many teams do we see scoring crucial tries just before the break? Retier spots a half chance. Where's the support? There it is. Arrives in the form of Alexander Graspling. Can he get there? Dots it down, but couldn't quite ground it, and snapped up very quickly on the counter. Then it's Pedro Leal looking for the wide open spaces, but he's isolated himself.
Rack now!
Well, there was a chance there.
Well, Win, what a tackle that was on the line. Because that looked like a surefire try. But France now, all the pressure with the magic man.
Vakatawa just brushes aside the last man. Well, there was a headline in an Italian newspaper following that try for France against Italy. Virimi, Veni, Vidi, Vici. I came, I saw, and I conquered. And that's certainly what he's doing now, back in the 7 setup.
Well, if there's one player you don't want to have the ball, as you've been playing an extra minute and a half of that first half, is that Vakatawa. His pace is outstanding, his balance and composure is brilliant, and gives his side a well-deserved lead.
Good opening 7 minutes for France. They lead Portugal.
Which means the Portuguese are going to wake up. They just need to be more consistent, make sure they keep applying the pressure and playing well.
Now this is the man that gets France ticking over, and his supporters, excited as they were in Paris last weekend, led them to the 3rd place, climbing from a Shield final in Singapore.
I mean, you're right, when we talk about all these big names, Imhoff, Sonny Bill Williams, Jared Hayne, all coming in from various different walks of the game to play this fabulous match of sevens, but this man here, Virimi Vakatawa, is one of the special sevens breed. He makes stuff happen, he produces magic when needed, and France will be desperate for him to keep that form both in this tournament and obviously with an eye on Rio.
Pedro Leal gets Portugal onto the front foot, and here they come through Vasco Mendes. They're not done yet. They might be down, but they're not out.
Well, Frédéric Pomerel, the French coach, said we need to be disciplined, we've got to be focused, because these guys are going to wake up. You know, their livelihood, their career in this HSBC 7 Series depends on this tournament. They need to go one better than Russia. And they're going to throw the kitchen sink at it in desperation to try and make sure that happens. And could this be the start of a Portuguese revival?
This is going to be a test of character for France then, as Portugal are fighting back here, and whatever happens here in London, all their efforts at the moment are focused on that repechage tournament in Monaco next month, where one team has a chance of making it to the Olympic Games in Rio. And Samoa certainly set the benchmark by winning the Paris tournament a week ago. Portugal, Russia will be there as well, Canada. So that should be an exciting tournament. Estevez one-handed into the French half, battling his way downfield. In goes Fernandes. Oh, indiscipline once again though from the Portuguese.
That's great work from Vakatawa again. As soon as the tackle's made, he is straight in over that ball and winning the penalty for France. Great reactions from him there.
So 26-14. 2 scores needed by Portugal. France have it. Vakatawa, not the best of passes. Finding the big man in midfield. Good pressure being applied here by Portugal in the tackle area. It's Vakatawa once again. Portugal caught offside. Estevez playing advantage. This is
advantage over.
grasping. Ducks under the tackle. Estevez just about gets his man down and up, and it's an advantage Portugal. Now we'd expect a Portuguese player to be able to put foot to ball, wouldn't you? Pedro Leal.
Enrique, you happy?
Estevez once again. Now then, can France work the ball wide here?
Rack. Advantage.
That's quite frustrating, but France at the moment, Yushu playing that power game, just taking it up, sticking up the jumper, playing really patient. It's good to see ball retention from France, playing in the narrows at the moment. They probably need to give it some width, push it wide, stretch Portugal.
Fair release, please.
So once again, advantage France. You can see the number of players just taking a deep breath there. One of them, Steve Barry.
Okay, time off.
It's been a tough fortnight, and one more tournament this year. Of course, 10 tournaments in all. What a great tournament that was in Vancouver. And congratulations as well to Singapore for staging an excellent tournament at their national stadium.
Okay, time back on. Let's go.
So France, this could well be the try that clinches the victory for them. Just when it looked as if Portugal were going to get back into this match, France, through Damien Clare, takes it away from them.
Wow, when this is all about Jeremy Icardi here, just taking the ball up, says to Vakatawa, anything you can do, I can do better. Lovely play from him. It goes straight to the defensive line, looks for that half tackle, a little half break with a wonderful offload, and then it's all about support lines. And Claire straight off the shoulder, outstanding from France.
Yeah, consistency is what Frederic Pomerel is looking for. France third in Cape Town before Christmas and third in the home tournament last weekend. And as we look again at Damien Clare, the ex-La Rochelle player in the top 14, goes over.
Is it enough numbers?
France will want to rack up the points here. They'll be conscious of the fact that they drew with Scotland first game up. Want to have a bigger points difference against them with the Scots still to play Portugal.
Yeah, it could be a close run thing in this Pool C. Kenya and Scotland there as well, and they don't want to be in a three-way tie. Kenya in the driving seat at the moment, and they will play Scotland next.
You're on the ground when you played it. You're on the ground when you played it.
Well, that's the 7th penalty conceded now by Portugal in this match.
I mean, that indiscipline just costing them so dearly. Costs you territory, costs you time, and ultimately costs you games.
Retier takes the ball up above his head somewhere. The sun comes out here, tricking him a glorious day. Far better than the weather prophets predicted. Could be another score on here. Retier takes it into contact on his own. Artur Bonival on the left. Won't come this time, so Bonival goes in and out. It comes to Retier over in the corner, and that just about wraps it up for the French.
Come on, leave it.
I mean, a deserved victory for them. They worked so incredibly hard with the magic man Vakatawa surrounded by the rest of his teammates, putting in a steady shift, and this is all about that work rate, just working for each other at the breakdown, and then such a simple try for Retier out wide. But that brings the score to 38-14, conversion to come. That could be critical, that final try, if Scotland can upset the apple cart here and beat Kenya in their next game.
Icardi just couldn't get that one away. So 38-14. Chance for one more score perhaps before referee Rastavenge calls time.
Straight down, play on. Ruck was formed over you over there, you've got to let go. Ruck was formed. Ruck was formed.
Again, when just things not quite going Portugal's way, and France getting the rub of the green with everything at the moment, but as they look to stretch it wide, we hear that hooter go in the background. France will be desperate to notch another 5 points on the board before the referee's final whistle.
Graspling, looking to muscle his way through. This is the replacement, Theo Millet, fresh legs. Neat little offload, finding Damien Clare once more. France moving slowly downfield, deep in the Portuguese 22. Retier, the link man, out to Barak, the new boy. Oh, lovely score here. Confidence from Jean-Pascal Barak. And that is it, signed, sealed and delivered for France. Right on the hooter, just his second try in his 7th career.